Good morning, friends, and welcome to the very first video in our Holly's How-To series. I just want to thank y'all for being so patient with me. I know we were supposed to start these videos last week, but last week was very tough for myself and our family. We lost Trey's grandfather unexpectedly, and it was just such a shock for us all. I really just needed last week to finish up a couple of projects in the office, and today it's really just nice to be sitting with y'all talking camera nerd. So with that, let's just go ahead and dive in. I'm a Canon girl, and for this video, for all of our videos, I'm going to be using my Canon 5D Mark III for just our demonstrations. I feel like I should be able to help you guys. If you shoot with other cameras, just let me know and we can get y'all straightened out. So today, I want to go over some simple changes you can make now that should instantly give you more control over your images and how they look. So first, most cameras come set up on autofocus. This means when you look through your little viewfinder on the back right here, this is your viewfinder, you will see several dots. So you'll see the dots through your lens. And while looking through your viewfinder and you half click on the shutter button, you will see a red dot or just a dot highlight, and that is where your focus is. So make sure that red dot is on your subject. If your subject is a dog or a human, make sure that the dot is on their eye closest to you. So if you have one of those cute little dogs that does this little pose right here when you call their name, make sure that this eye is the focus because that's the one to be the one closest to you. If not, if you were to focus on their nose, typically anything behind that could get a little soft. So whatever is up front, if you focus back here, it'll be more in focus. So with that, now let's go through the steps that you need to take to get your camera out of the autofocus and start focusing on a specific subject. And also, really quick, I wanted to say this right here is also an autofocus mode, but that's for your lens. The autofocus that I'm referring to is within the camera body. And I'm going to go over how you guys can go ahead and get your camera out of that autofocus mode. So right here, you will need to set this dial to an AV mode or a manual mode. Manual is my preference, but for starters, let's go with AV mode. Just a heads up though, because AV mode, your camera will be auto-selecting your shutter speed, but you will also have control over like the aperture and the ISO and now the focal points. So go ahead and find the button that's like closest to your thumb. It's a rectangle with a cross of like little dots inside of it. Now look through your viewfinder and rotate this wheel right here. When you start rotating that wheel, the focal points on the inside will start to highlight. And wherever you leave it highlighted, that's now where your camera is going to focus. So now I want you to aim your camera at your subject and make sure the highlighted focal point is on the main point of focus. So if your subject is a person or an animal, try focusing on their eye. Half click that shutter button so your camera will autofocus your lens, and then press all the way down and take the photograph. Now, practice this because it's going to take a little bit of perfecting. Whenever you are focusing, you have to be still. If you start swaying around, moving around, then it's going to be blurry. More than likely, it's going to be blurry. But if you can just be steady, half click that shutter, figure out what focal point you want, and then half click that shutter, and then all the way down, you've got your picture. It'll make a world of difference. So practice that and also start considering the rule of thirds. That will be up next. I hope that was helpful. And what I would love for you guys to do is leave me more questions and we will implement those in the next videos. Have a great day.